Hi guys, this is Jazz, aka Trend Trader for you, and also proud to say that Paris Investing with Felice Paris, we're actually working together, trying to bring you the best of best, and literally at a free cost. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about SPY. And on your right hand side, you see a weekly chart. Okay, on your left hand side, you see a daily chart. So looking at this chart, okay, let me just kind of make this a little bigger. Okay, so you see most of it, but I want to show you a trend line. Okay, we talked about it, guys. We talked about it in many weeks. Okay, we've been talking about it for the longest time. That break of this trend line is what we're looking for. Simple line tool. Okay, that's all you need, a simple line tool to see if the trend is up or trend is down. And we talked about right around here. Okay, watch for this break and watch below this. We're probably more likely heading lower if we don't see a reversal. Okay, and I'll show you a couple fake reversals in a minute. Okay, but that is what it is. This trend line broke. You can draw a new trend line, extend it, cut through as many candles as you want. Okay, the trend is obviously to the downside. So this is your weekly chart. Let me go into a little bit more detail. Zoom it in as I'd like you to see the price action as it's happening. So weekly chart, huge move to the downside, big reversal, really high volume on it. I was even thinking we might see a somewhat of a retest of a past resistance, which was around here, which is more clear in the daily chart, so I'll go over that too. So had a little bit of a reversal in here. Shorts came in, pushed it down. Shooting star, that's the shooting star right there. Huge bearish pressure from the bearish people, of course, right? Follow through to the downside, and weekly is kind of ugly. Okay, this is where the swing traders are. Believe me or not, they're probably getting headaches almost every day, because one day they're up, second day they're down, third day they're down, fourth day they are up. It's just an ugly kind of market. And for day traders, volatility. They love the volatility, a lot of volatility. When your Dow or the SPY moves, significantly, there's a lot of trades. Okay, there's a lot of trades, not just in the SPY, but a lot of other stocks, like major stocks like Apple or GILD or financial sector, whatever you name it. There's always opportunities out there for day traders. But again, you need expertise for a day trader, and obviously you need to have a day trading job. Now you can't have unless you're at your work on your iPhone or iPad, a day trading, which obviously that's not the right way to do it. But if you're doing that, that's fine, because you know that this is where you're getting in, this is where you're getting out. But I would just say that for swing traders, it's not the market unless you are very thoroughly reviewing every single day. At the end of the day, you're okay, this is what looking good, this is where the reversal is, let's go long in here. Again, you can definitely find bullish stocks in a bearish market. You just got to look at the right sector. So this is what I'm looking at right now. That's the weekly chart. So that's it, that's all it is. Bunch of a small body, or it's just a neutral kind of sentiment that I see right now within this last of 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? So probably thinking follow to the downside and even come to test this area. Okay, the bottom of this the weekly candle. So let's look at the daily chart. Okay, the daily chart, I like to have my 20, 50, and 200-day SMAs. Okay, I mean, these are the most important SMAs that everybody should have on their chart. Again, you should have them, doesn't mean that you should trade off of them. Okay, these are lagging indicators. I don't care that how accurate they are, but they're lagging. Okay, this candlestick right here, it's gonna stay there for life of the trading history. It's not gonna change, right? But this SMA is gonna go up, down, down, up. It's gonna do that because it's moving as the price is moving, so it's adjusting based on the price movement, based on the price action. So look at something that is static meaning it's standing there, right? Look at, trade off of this candle, trade off of this shooting star, right? Beautiful shooting star, follow to the downside, short, and where would you cover? So a little bit of support in here. And if you're trailing, that's totally up to you, however you want to trade. But this is the daily chart. In one of my videos I talked about, okay, if this goes above here, okay, and I talk about losers, winners, I don't care anything, right? So this is where the longs would have been triggered right around here, okay, right about 199.57 area, and it did go up to 202. That's a pretty good move. 199 to 202, you're talking actually 203, you're talking about $3 of a move, a beautiful day trade in here. Even if you didn't have a day trade, end of the day, when you saw this candle formed as a shooting star, you need to be out of it, okay? If you're still not out, this candle falling to the downside, you're out of your long. And trading is all about protecting your and honoring your stop losses. And if you don't honor them, you know, you're gonna have a bank account balance of zero, and you know, you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to do from, you know, starting $25,000 balance and comes down to 10, 12, 15. You want to protect that. You want to have some kind of percentage. Okay, I'm only willing to lose 3% of my total account balance, 5, 10, whatever it is that you are comfortable at. Okay, so let me just do a couple things. In fact, once it did that, I was bullish, right? And I was expecting it actually move to this point. You see this lot of resistance, a lot of supply here, right? So I was hoping, like, again, technically hoping, not praying, hoping, okay? And I was you know, technically hoping that price would actually come down around this area before it bounced to the downside. Hey, I'm wrong, okay? And technical analysis, you go by minute, and that's why I'm really good at day trading, and that's why I'm gonna stick by, okay? And price came down not too close of it, so it came down right around this area, and before it came, people who were long, they're like, you know, I need to get out. And smartest people to get out was right at the top, okay, right around here. These were the smartest people. Took a small of a loss, right, because they probably went long here. They're like, let me just take a little bit of a loss and I'll call it a day, or call it a loss for that whatever instrument that they're trading, right? Because a lot of instruments are futures, commodity, forex, which Felice will provide all the charts for that, for the forex pairs, right? So this is where the bearish sentiment came in. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. And by the way, this this is still intact as a resistance. So this will still, if the price were to still come here, this is still, you would say, somewhat of a fresh resistance area. Price would come down here, possibly see for more profit taking, or more people, you know, making better decisions actually, depending on the setup we see as it goes up, right? We adapt to what we see. And as far as this is the setup I want you guys to concentrate on right there, okay? Right here. Forget the past. This is the setup. Unless it broke this low, just concentrate on here. Let me draw a little bit. I don't know, you can call it a wedge, you can call it a descending triangle. Okay, broke out of here, right? Big move to the downside, right? Broke. That's the other thing about stocks, is there's overnight gaps. You see, there's one. I put a stock twits. I think it was the example. I took an image of this and a circle. 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, right? 4 gap. There's a 5 gap. There's another gap here today too. So these are little gaps. Okay, they tend to get filled. If you look at it, this gap got filled here, this gap got filled here, and this gap is still remaining, which more likely could get filled. Look at this gap, guys. Look at this gap. It's getting filled today, right smack right there. Okay, so what am I seeing right now? Is it bearish? I don't know, pennant, flag. I really don't care about the chart patterns more than the psychology going into the chart. So this is where beautiful trend line broke. Yeah, you do want to look at the trend lines. They are somewhat of a, you know, guide. Okay, so you definitely want to look at the guide, because it respects. Okay, there are trend line traders out there, so you have to respect every type of trader. You have to respect the SMA trader, you have to respect the Fibonacci trader, you have to respect every single type of trader, but keep your analysis to the simplest form and stick to it. If you see somewhat of a change happening, you will see that. You will see that in a smaller time frame, 60-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour time frame. You will see that happening, for instance, today. So this is a bearish setup. Had a move to the downside. It's looking, I wouldn't say this is a bullish kind of confirmation to the upside, okay? Because I'm still expecting it to come down, test this area, and even follow through to the downside. But if it does, hey, this is a trade setup, okay? This is a It's not, I wouldn't call that a hammer. Okay, you need to have very small wick, or preferably no wick at all right above this. You would call that a hammer. Again, guys, this is something paid kind of analysis that you're getting, because I feel that if I can save a couple people out there by putting out this analysis, if I can save somebody from getting financially destroyed, I'll be more than happy. And again, it's all my opinions, no advice, no nothing. You take my opinion or not, you go on your way. If you do act on it, that is totally your call, because you don't owe me nothing, right? And I don't owe you anything. So beautiful bottoming tail, not a hammer. But is there a trade in here? I guarantee you, if you were to go this candle in a smaller time frame, which I actually posted, SPY 30 minutes. Let me just quickly do that. 30 minutes, right? Look at this trend line. You see that? Look at that beautiful trend line. Break up the trend line. Look at this, guys. That's the setup. That's the trade setup right there. Okay, long here, stop right underneath, basing in here again, right? The way it looks like, look at this gap. Okay, the gaps tend to get filled. So I'm thinking, as looking at this, you have a little bit of a uptrend going on, right? Might come down, test this, might come down, test this, might do a gap fill right around this area, base again, right? Base again, right? And then possibly could fill this gap. A lot of lines, okay, but hopefully it's making sense. That trade in the direction of an immediate trend, but keep the bigger trend picture in back of your mind, okay? And that's where, again, I went to a bunch of schools and learned a lot, and they were, I think, again, I definitely could be wrong, I think they were teaching wrong, okay? They were teaching, ride against the trend. I want to ride with the trend, okay? I want to ride with the trend. So right now, this is the trend I see, and it tells me to keep going long unless, okay? Again, let the chart tell you to go long. So if it comes in here, you see somewhat of a bullish engulfing hammer, go long, right? This is your target, first target. Once you reach that target, move your stop from here, possibly to maybe here, or depends on what kind of setup forms here. But this is the setup right now I see to the upside. Okay, so going back, so I just showed you a setup where you could have easily gone long based on this candle right there. Okay, so let me remove drawings. Okay, all drawings removed. So put this is a very critical one though. Okay, you want to keep that. The reason why it's a critical one, because it could come down and retest this area. Okay, retest this area, fill the gap, and possibly have it move down again. And again, keep drawing your trend lines, guys. That's the trend line. Okay, that's the trend line, which actually falls right around here, right around where the gap fill is. It could come down in here. So is there a long setup in here? Yes, there is definitely a long setup, but you have to know how much you want out of that long setup. Okay, what your risk is, what your reward is. So you can trade, either way, down or up, counter trend or with the trend. But would you want to trade this, or would you want to trade, I don't know what's out there, NKE, Nike? I thought it had a gapped up, right? Look at this. Would you want to trade this trend, or you want to fight the trend with SPY? Hey, I'll trade this trend. Who is losing in here? Simple question, ask yourself. Okay, who's losing right there? Nobody. Only person who's losing is from 195 all the way down to 125.09. Everybody else is winning. Does that make sense? Look to the left of the chart. Is this guy losing? This guy losing? This guy losing? Nope, nobody is losing. Everybody's a winner. What does that make? Bullish. It keep tense. That people love to short the gap uppers, but they don't do the homework. They don't look at the half of the story that's out there. I'm getting a phone call. Never mind. So look to the left of it. So who's gonna be taking profits? Nobody, right? So SPY, okay, goes up. Who wants to take the profits? All these people, okay. I'm not gonna say losers. I've said that, but all these people who are losing money, they're gonna be want to taking profits. What happens then? It pushes the prices down. When it pushes the prices down, it puts in a downtrend, right? Simple analysis. Not going off of rocket science or something. And if you want, you can watch the CNBC and follow half of the stock twist. They'll confuse you. They'll confuse you with all the charts. But hey, you know what? I just give my 2 cents. You take it or not, it's totally up to you. So that's it for the SPY analysis. Look at the weekly picture for the bigger time frame picture, right? What is my trend? Then you can look into the daily picture if you have some kind of trades. And I did also go into the smaller time frame, 30-minute or 60-minute, whatever, to see if there are any setups that are forming. Okay, a little bit of a longer video, but please subscribe to a free weekly newsletter with the Felice Paris newsletter. And I'm trying to get all my free members mailing list onto this one. So I would appreciate that if you could do that much for me, putting out all these videos, from, we all have families, okay? I got 2 kids, and hopefully, you value the time, value my time. And I definitely value your time, taking time out of your life to listen to this video, worthless or not, if it's totally for you to decide. All right, guys, take care and have a great weekend.